Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Director, for being here. And I caught, just as I walked in, you talked about your visit to West Virginia. So that was going to be my first question, was to talk about the CGIS division in Clarksburg, the great work that they're doing there, not just on the NICS system, but on a lot of the background checks, et cetera. I didn't know if there's anything you wanted to add about that facility. Obviously, we're very proud of it in West Virginia and the good work that's done there.
I'd be happy to. I really enjoyed my visit out there. All I really had covered so far about what's out there are questions about NICS.
Right.
But of course, as you know, there's a lot of very important work that's being done out there. Everything from the NCIC to UCR, NIBRS, which does the crime reporting statistics, CODIS on DNA. There's just a lot out there. It's our public access line, that takes calls from the public. I mean, it's a thriving facility with great people working really, really hard. I was very impressed by what I saw out there.
Thank you, and we're certainly glad you're there. I would say my cohort from Maryland, in talking about the headquarters, I understand that part of the plan on the headquarters remaining towards the downtown area would be to move some of the existing employees or maybe functions to other places, one of which was Clarksburg, I believe. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Well, for about a decade now, the FBI has been working on plans to move various functions and headcount to out of the National Capital Region, including not just Clarksburg, but Huntsville, Pocatello, Idaho on the IT side, and even Quantico. The new headquarters proposal that we have, which still, though, we would significantly expand the number of people who would be in the headquarters building here, so it's a combination of things.
Right, okay. As you're aware, state and federal authorities successfully executed a wide-scale takedown operation of the Peterson drug trafficking organization in Huntington, West Virginia. It was and Detroit, as part of Operation Saigon Sunset. As a result, the officers apprehended 90 suspected drug suppliers and traffickers, 167 grams of cocaine, 760 grams of heroin, 450 grams of fentanyl, which is enough to kill 250,000 individuals. I just want to thank you and your department and the coordinating aspects of what you've done with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the local, I understand every law enforcement officer that was with any part of that area was a part of that. And I just want to know, is this typical of what the FBI is doing around the country in terms of being able to fortify those local resources to be able to catch these guys? Because literally, they're killing our people.
Well, this is a huge priority for us. One of the things I've been trying very hard to do as director is not spend all my time inside the Beltway, and I've been out trying to get out. I'm determined to try to get to all 56 of our field offices by the end of this year, making good headway. And every office I go to, there's incredible work being done by the men and women of the FBI on some of the same kinds of issues you're talking about. And it never fails to give me an extra spring in my step. And we couldn't do it, though, without our partners. I think that's the important piece. This is not just the FBI. It's us with DEA, ATF, HSI, state and local partners in particular. And key is that we have a lot of task force officers. We have about 500 and something task forces. That's not even counting the joint terrorism task forces. And about 4,000 task force officers, which means officers from state and local law enforcement, for example. And we, through the resources this committee provides us, we're paying their overtime, their use of vehicles, et cetera. Frankly, if you looked at the number of task force officers that we work with every day in all of our field offices, there's actually more task force officers than there are agents. And so they're a huge part of it. It's very much of a team effort, and we're grateful for their support.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I think I stated earlier, we really couldn't do it without that leadership, without the expertise and technology and the intelligence and everything that comes along with the good men and women of the FBI. Thank you very much.
Well, and we couldn't do it without the committee's support, frankly, because the threats, everywhere I go, somebody's got some idea of something the FBI should do more of. I haven't found very many people with good ideas of what the FBI should do less of. yet. So we're stretched thin, but we're working hard with our partners.
Well, we'll be there to support you. Thank you.
Thank you.